Hi there, Sandra here from Creating Spain, and I'm really excited today. I have managed to do something which I've wanted to do for a long time, which I've tried to do several times and not been able to work a workaround successfully, but now I have. Okay, so this is a print and cut from my SCanN Cut, and yes, I am using the print to cut card that I've got because you don't have any choice. If you want the registration marks, you have to send it through Canvas. You can't just save a file any other way and send it without it going through Canvas to the machine. You have to do that. However, the problem with the print to cut card with Canvas, even though I don't design in Canvas, is that there is no direct print button in Canvas at all, and there isn't even if you have the print and cut card. Makes absolutely no sense, especially for a company that sells printers, but what can you say? So normally the way this works is that you have your file in Canvas, you export the file to PDF, you print it off, and you send the FCM to your machine. Now, I design in Shortcuts a lot. I do not design in Canvas. And I just find it incredibly irritating having to make a PDF, then open a PDF and then print it. Yeah, I know it doesn't take that much effort, but I just find it irritating. It has really annoyed me, and it's made it so that I don't tend to use the print to cut. However, these were printed from Shortcuts a lot. Now, let me explain. Normally, if you print from Shortcuts, even if you had gone into Canvas, saved a PDF with the registration marks, import that PDF into Shortcuts a lot, then put your designs on and print it, export the FCM, it won't work. It won't put things where they are supposed to be, which obviously is the whole point of print and cut. If you export it as an SVG, it always puts everything at the top left corner, and that makes it very difficult to use as well. But I've now done a workaround. I'm just going to show you the results of my print and cut. They are, in fact, they may not have all cut through, perfect. They are exactly how they are supposed to be. Wow. I am so pleased that I have managed to do this. And I purposely printed off stickers because I wanted something that went all the way down the page. Now, the proviso on this is that I've done it for A4 paper. I'll tell you how I did it. So if you've got an American sized paper, or you have got a larger printer, you can print 12 by 12 or something, you can probably do it for that as well. But for me, and for everyone who's in the UK and Europe that buys A4 size papers, yes, it works, it works, it works. Oh, I am just thrilled to bits about that. Right, let's put this out of the way and show you what I've done. This is just a few of the bits of paper that I've used doing this. I've been doing this for a good couple of days. Right. Okay, so this one is what I would class as my normal, which is what I use to cut this out. What I will do is I will link down below to a Dropbox link so that you can download the Shortcuts a lot file that has the registration marks in it. This will be of no use to you whatsoever unless you have the print to cut card, because you can't use the registration marks without it. Sorry, it can't be done. This is how it works. The registration marks, if you print them off, oh gosh, I've got them somewhere here, printed off from Canvas. Yeah, I think that's the Canvas. Yeah, this is printed off from Canvas. I was doing squares, and this is printed off from Canvas. So you can see that the registration marks are not in the same place on the page. I have no idea how this works because I find it completely confusing. Now I have my shortcut slot set to export at 96 dpi. Canvas is supposed to use 96 dpi. Why it doesn't work if you have that, I don't know. I really don't know. I am completely confused. All I know is I've managed to find a solution. So if you printed it from Canvas, it would look like this. You print it from shortcut slot, it looks like this. So they are in a different position. So if you imported the marks from Canvas into shortcut slot and thought, yeah, that'll do it, it doesn't. All right, just so you know, it doesn't. Now I tried doing this over the last, I don't know, 2 years probably. I have tried doing this several times. I've never managed to get it to work properly. And it suddenly came to me this morning that I was going about it the wrong way. Because there are two things to consider in registration marks. The first one is the position of what you are cutting. And I reckon the only thing that really matters on that score is this top left mark. So practicing with a square, just because it's a simple thing to do and it's got corners on it and it's easy to judge distances, I played around with the registration marks. Now I moved both of the registration marks at the time because you don't want them on different levels and skewed or anything, so I did move them both at the same time. When I first did this, I have somewhere what I ended up with. This is where it's supposed to cut and this is where it did cut. Not working properly at all. So what I've done is I have moved this top, or the top registration marks up so that it cuts on that line, and I moved it to the left so it cuts on that line. This is a position one and the rest of them are sizing. So what I did was I practiced with a 10 centimeter square and I set my silhouette, I set my shortcut slot to millimeters. Okay, you can do that under the settings, under the page settings, you set it to millimeters. And I was able to use even fractions of millimeters to move it up and down, side to side or whatever. I worked out the positioning so that I knew my cut was starting exactly where it should do on the top left. Didn't worry about the sizing, just worried about the positioning. And then I measured the cut so that it was going to be exactly 10 centimeters. And if it wasn't right, then I moved that in or these two up or down to get the correct size. Now the way that I moved it was using the transform tool. So you go up to the top bar in shortcut slot and you go to the edit and it's got transform and then it's got move and it's got X and Y. Right, so the X direction is left to right and the Y is up to down. And if you want to move something down, you increase the number. If you want to make it go up, then you do a negative number. With the left, it's negative, with the bit that goes across, it's negative to the left and positive to the right. I think I've got these around the right way. I know I've got those the right way. I think I've got these the right way. And what I suggest, if you do have to do this yourself, what I suggest you do is you make the adjustment and you watch the screen as you do it so you know it's moved in the direction that you want it to move in, one way or the other. So the first thing to do is to get that position right so it starts cutting exactly where your design is supposed to be cut. Phew. Now I do mention that because this is working with my A4 paper. I'm doing it as a standard A4 print with borders on it. I have an HP printer. It prints where it's supposed to be. If your printer doesn't print it in the right place and you have to do a borderless print, for example, you might have to adjust it. I don't know. All I know is it works, and it works in that setting, so if that's the setting, I am going to leave it on. So perfect cutout. The other thing that I've done is two other files, and I've made it basically so that it does an interior offset. Now this one is a very, very tiny interior offset that seems to work. This one is a slightly bigger interior offset which appears to work. I have not tried it out any more than just doing these squares. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. So maybe someone wants to try all these out and test them and comment below, see whether it works or not. But the standard size one definitely does if you're using an A4. So there we go, we are able to print from Shortcut slot, send the file as an FCM to Canvas, transfer it to the machine, but print it directly from Shortcut slot if that's where you're designing. Perfect print to cut, and I did not print it from a PDF from Canvas. Yay! Okay, so if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm always giving, I can't talk today, I'm always giving out good ideas. And comment down below if you've got anything of value to say. I will be more than happy to pay attention to it, and I will see you again soon. Take care now.